Hey up, my name's Guy Kesteven and I've been riding the North York Moors National Park my whole life. And today I'm your guide on the Hambleton Horizons 50km gravel and mountain bike loop north from the Sutton Bank National Park Centre. One of 3 new gravel and mountain bike routes being put in by the North York Moors National Park to encourage you to bike more and explore more in this beautiful, diverse landscape. Now, starting at Sutton Bank means you've got National Park Centre with all sorts of locally sourced craft and gift ideas. You've got Sutton Bank bikes where there's bike hire available. We've got tramper hire available for accessibility, and there's an absolutely fantastic cafe. And for all the family, we've got activities, as well as there's the cyclocross route here. There's a bike skills area. There's all sorts of adventure and nature activities as well at the centre. So even if you've got family who are coming and not going on the 50km route with you, then yeah, they've got plenty of options to keep them entertained. Plus, there are 2 shorter routes, which we'll be doing separate videos on, and links to those will be at the end of the video and in the description below. But for now, let's jump on a bike and come with me on an incredible exploration of this truly beautiful part of the UK. So, just warming up on the old tarmac drove road, looking out over Rydale now to the Eastern Moors, because the Hambleton Hills are actually separated from the Moors Plateau proper by the River Rye. You can see over there we've got Hornby, we've got Bealsdale, down into Helmsley, and Revo Abbey, where we've got a separate Revo Raider route, which is more of an intro to gravel and mountain biking. So 50k sounds like a lot, then there's that option. But also, the reasons why we've called this Hambleton Horizons is because it's very easy to make this loop into a sort of daisy chain arrangement. So if you decide to shortcut for whatever reason, then it's easy to drop onto the return section of the loop and create your perfect lap of this stunning scenery. And now, heading out the first sight of that incredible view over the Vale of Mowbray out towards the Dales. That'll be with us the entire ride. Truly spectacular piece of the countryside this. Oh, morning, thank you very much indeed, thank you. And this area has been occupied for millennia. These lumps and bumps that we're climbing up now are actually the ramparts of an Iron Age hill fort. And there's another one back near Sutton Bank as well, at Hood Hill, and across the North York Moors. Over 3,000 Bronze Age barrows. And we'll be passing a few of those. I've already passed a few, but we'll be passing more obvious ones later today. But for now, it's just an incredible place to lose yourself in the moment, as well as thinking about those moments past, and as well as these new gravel explorer routes. Sutton Bank, thanks very much indeed, thank you. It's also home to 3 other mountain bike routes. So there's the Fort Trail that just drops you off down the side here, and then the Paradise Trail, which leads you up into Bolby Forest over there, and the Drovers Trail. So if you add the skills area and the cyclocross course and the pub track, there really is something for all appetites and abilities of rider up here at Sutton Bank. And now we're coming up to High Paradise Farm, the legendary bikers and hikers and horse riders cafe run by Ginny and her team, that used to be run by a grandma when I started riding here in the 80s. And there's the welcome committee. Morning, sausage! Yeah, not open every day, but such a good spot to stop on a weekend. And you can stay here as well. But sausage will take a tax of your tea cakes. So now we're scooting through the top of Boltley Forest, and this is one of the points where you almost touch the return leg. So if you've decided just to have a right good tea party at Ginny's, or you just want to do a short taster loop, then you can flick it back in at this point. And now we're on the ancient drove road that pretty much is the equivalent of the old A1. A motorway for cows since prehistoric times, and then got really busy in the 18th and 19th century before sort of trains took over the transporting. But because you can see for miles from here, there's also Bronze Age barrow cemeteries over to the left, and then Bilsdale and the rest of the moors, and even the coast over to the right. So many beautiful landscapes and experiences to have out here on the moors. It's a big area. It's the largest area of upland moorland in the UK. And it's got so many different nuances and habitats within it. From the moors all the way over those rugged cliffs, all the beaches on the east coast, and then beautiful valleys, all sorts of different kinds in the middle of the moors. And now as we get to the top of the ride, Black Hambleton Hill, got stunning views all the way up into Teesside and over into the Northern Dales now. Before a fun descent into Square Corner. But speaking of descents and Cleveland Way, and you know, this is for many reasons, you know, the wildlife, the scenery, just the beautiful escape of being out here. A very popular area. So be nice, say hi, slow down. For any other trail users, give them right away, have a chat, not an argument, follow the countryside code, and of course keep any gates you find shut, and don't spook the livestock, whether that's nesting birds or lambs or sheep or whatever. Just be nice, people. And now get ready to enjoy the longest descent of the whole route. Over a mile long this, or 1.6 kilometres in new money, this roll off Black Hambleton Hill. But do be careful. For a start, top section, as you can see, it's quite rough and loose by gravel bike standards, and because you've got such stunning scenery around here, it tends to be quite busy. Obviously, you know, it's a working farm landscape, so there's sheep about as well, especially at this time of the year. Young lambs not knowing their countryside or highway code to contend with. So as usual, you know, keep your speed under control around these blind corners, and always give way. Yes, you've got a right to be here. It's a bridleway. It's legal to ride, as is all this route, obviously. But that doesn't give you to the right to behave like an idiot. So, be nice, respectful, and we can all have a super time. And again, that signpost we just went past there, you can drop down through Sutton Forest and short the loop that way. But you're missing out on the tea stop in Osmotherly, or the pub. So, you know, do that at your own peril. Lambs are out, enjoying the Yorkshire sunshine as much as we are. But as you'll have seen, there is a fair amount of exposure on this route, and the weather comes in from the west. So, if there is weather coming in, you're going to catch it. So, again, respect the environment, be sensible, take an extra layer, let someone know where you're going. You know, just be sensible and enjoy the countryside responsibly. It's a beautiful place, but it's not always totally friendly. My favourite sign, unsuitable for motor vehicles. Now we're heading for a little bit of off-road on the National Cycle Network, then dropping down towards Motherley for a bit of an R&R stop. Now we're turning off onto the National Cycle Network.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's what that sign denotes, and obviously, big piles of logs denotes the fact that we're doing gravel. And now more log piles on the roll down towards Motherley. And, you know, there are some working forests on this route, so obviously, if you're working around machinery, then hop off, take care, don't be daft. And again, as we drop it down the Cobbeck Reservoir, thank you very much. Cheers, thank you. Another popular spot, especially on a day like this. Because that's the other thing, this route is super easy to get to. And if you come from the north, obviously you can start at Osmotherly. But expect lots of folks enjoying the countryside with you around this beauty spot. And ride accordingly. Cobbeck Reservoir. Called that, not because it's got cod in it, but from the old British word, coed, for wood. And if you fancy taking a couple of days over this adventure, then there's a youth hostel, camping, and plenty of accommodation here at Osmotherly. So, you don't have to bust it all out in one day. You can really drink in all that delicious scenery, listen to the call of the curlews and the song of the skylarks at your leisure on the first day, and then roll in back home on the second. Sounds like a great break to me. Cheers, gents.
Cheers.
Cheers. Definitely worth celebrating the halfway point, Osmotherly. And as well as 3 pubs, there's a post office, a village shop, an award-winning fish and chip shop, plenty of places to stay, because Osmotherly is also the start of the lightweight walk hiking route. And the good news is, if you do have a hefty lunch in Osmotherly, there's a little bit of road through the beautiful parkland to settle it down. And as ever, travelling by bike means you get to see these beautiful unspoiled spots like Thimbleby that you'd probably never even see if you came through this area on a car. And obviously you can't cover this much distance comfortably on foot. Bikes are just brilliant. Bike more, explore more, North York more. And if having a pint in Osmotherly gives you a hunger, then there's a cycling friendly cafe at Thimbleby Shooting Ground, just down the road. It's superb food, but it's not the place to sit if you have a phobia of exploding tubeless tyres. And now it's time to nurse the fish finger butty back up onto the moors. But a little warm-up climb back into the trees to Nether Silton to start with. And here's some more single track that I'm sure a lot of folk won't know about around the bottom of Sutton Forest. Again, this area is just bursting with brilliant gravel, but we spent quite a lot of time planning it to make sure we link up the absolute best bits for you. Little picturesque interlude. Down by Nether Stilton. Is the weather ever bad in Yorkshire? Yay, lad! I mean, I don't want to labour the point, but it really is beautiful. Now, there's no easy way to say this. While the parkland and views around Kepick Hall are very pretty, the climb coming up can be a bit ugly in places. So, settle in, chew it out. You have to push. Don't worry about it. Yeah, as I say, gradient gets a bit tasty in places. And there's always that one bloke, isn't there? But anyway, it's a beautiful view up here, back from where we've come from. And now we're heading south on the Drove Road again, but we're turning off the base for a bit of off-road fun. And now dropping down towards Boltby Forest on a beautiful piece of flowy bridleway. I mean, we're really lucky with the dry conditions at the moment, but just so you know, it can get a bit boggy down here. So be prepared to take evasive action. There's some substantial puddles down at the bottom. Oh, gravel bike or mountain bike. This is just proper old school fun. And one of the best things about that descent is the fact that you don't actually lose a ton of height. So it's not long before we're back up the top of Boltby Forest for some more fire road switchback fun. And now, down through Boltby Forest, which has been used for mountain bike events for as long as I've been riding off-road. This fantastic place to explore the gravel bike now. I'm just so excited for you to come and try this route, because if you like gravel riding in all its different formats, from back road to moorland single track to fire road, this is just a fantastic example of the best of all of it in one ride. Little techie climb bit there for the challenges, because now we're back on the Paradise Trail, as I pointed out at the beginning. One of those 3 mountain bike loops out from Sutton Bank. And now we're just gradually spinning our way back up to the top there, which is where we were riding a couple of hours ago on the way out. You could literally be anywhere in the world right now, or you could just be within a few minutes of a major trunk road in Yorkshire, but still feel all that sense of wild adventure. Little single track squeeze up through the trees, even rhymes, as well as looking absolutely beautiful even before the leaves and flowers are out. And it isn't just us waxing lyrical about this ride. Wordsworth wrote about the Hambleton Hills, and of course Thirsk over there, and these hills around us, the home of the famous vet James Herriot, with all those wonderful All Creatures Great and Small stories. And now, what a fantastic piece of single track all the way back to the National Park Centre at Sutton Bank. As I say, this can be busy, so take your time, be nice, let everyone enjoy it. Because this incredible landscape and this wonderful community and the national park itself only exists because of people working together to do more with these incredible moors. And as you roll up to the high point, you get to see what's been described as the most beautiful view in England. And who are we to argue? Well worth just popping your bike down for a second, just going and having a look. Incredible view over Lake Gormire, glistening down there in the sunlight. What a ride! Done this so many times, but it never fails. Absolutely never fails. Then we've got the last bit of separate cycle path back into the centre itself. It's actually a really nice, fun bit of single track, this too. Because it's separated from the walkway on your right there, you shouldn't have to worry about pedestrians. Although, as always, not everyone follows the signs, so be wary, just in case someone has strayed off the path. Forgive them for their trespasses. And now, one last little bit single track fun through this little finishing maze. And if you like this bit, don't forget there's a skills area and a pump track to play on too. If you've still got some life left in your legs, or you've left your family here, the kids want to go for a play. So, thanks very much for riding with me on 50 kilometres, fabulous scenery, stunning riding on the marvellous North York Moors. Now get yourselves organised and get up here to give it a go yourselves. Cannot recommend it enough.